Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw. Good morning, Magic the Gathering players. This is the less than 24 hours. Then the Marvel Secret Lair drop has just been released. So I'm bringing you Captain America. I am Commander Claw. We are not affiliated in source, but we are superheroes in some way, shape, or fashion. I want to get right into this new jeskai commander. But before I get started, on the left hand side, if you haven't been following my channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And the words on the left hand side describe the commander and what he really does. I'm going to be doing this for a lot of the cards from now on, so keep your eye on these words because you can find these in the Scryfall tagger. Anyways, Captain America, first Avenger, jeskai colors, blue, white, and red. He's a human soldier hero, 4/4 body, legendary creature. I'm about to enlarge the screen so you can see and read his abilities along with me. All right, first of all, I think they do a really good job of doing what the commander does, what he does in the actual film. His ability is called Throw, throwing his shield, right? For 3 mana, unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Then he has the ability Catch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. So literally, you are able to throw an equipment, quote unquote, at instant speed on anybody's turn to deal damage equal to its mana value to any up to 3 targets, right? And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you get to attach an equipment. So, pretty much on your turn, at the beginning of combat, you load up your equipment, right? You're going to have probably a high CMC equipment attached to them, most likely. Then the following cycle, you're going to fling it at somebody, throw it at somebody. You only have to tap 3 mana. That's the gist of this commander, right? So, what are these high CMC equipments we're going to be looking at? Let's deep dive. Okay, so we got to put Excalibur Sword of Eden on in your deck, right? It's for 12 mana. Okay, that's 12 damage you could throw at somebody. But we're not paying 12 mana for this because the ability says this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of historic permanents you control. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. So, Jeskai, your commander, Captain America, is already 3 CMC. So you can pay 9 for this. And let's be honest, this could be a Legends Matters deck, or there could be other historic permanents on the battlefield. Artifacts are historic. So those mana rocks, you got 2 of those out. That's 6 mana right there. Captain America, that's 9 mana. You could pay 3 mana for Excalibur. That's nothing. Any equipped creature gets +10/+0 and has vigilance. What? An equipped legendary creature for 2 mana. What? This is crazy. That's crazy. You're not paying 12 mana for this, but you reap the reward of 12 CMC for this. So your opponents better be careful. So you don't even have to. You know what? This card is so good. You're better off not attaching. You're better off paying the equip cost onto Captain America for this card, and then using Captain America's ability for another artifact equipment to attach. That's how good this card is. And who says you only have to only throw 1 equipment at an opponent? You can do that multiple times depending on how many equipments you have attached to Captain America. Think about that. So, like I mentioned before, you can throw multiple equipments at your opponents. All you have to do is tap 3 mana. So we have Embercleave here for 6 mana. You're not paying 6 mana for this either. It's a legendary artifact equipment, so that helps out Excalibur. Okay, this is 6 right here, right? It has flash, right? The spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. When Embercleave enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Oh, so that's another trick that we can do with Captain America. Finding equipment that say when it ETBs, attach it to target creature you control. Equip creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. Equip 3. So yeah, this is absurd, right? With Captain America, if you attack with him, you can reduce it by 1. But this could be a nice setup play. One turn you attack with 3 other creatures, and you play this for 3 mana. Attach it to Captain America, brain fart. Captain America, Captain America. Then throw it later on. Like, yo, you tell me what you can and cannot do with this card. This crazy. This crazy. This is a must add. Okay, next up we have Brass Knuckles for 4 mana. I think this is honestly, every time I see this card, I feel like it's not good, but I feel like it's good in this deck with Captain America. Here's why. For 4 mana, it's an artifact equipment. When you cast a spell, copy it. Equip creature has double strike as long as 2 or more equipments are attached to it. Equip 1. So, for the price of 4 mana, you get 2 equipments. All right. So, the token copy also has the mana value of the original, which is Brass Knuckles. So, it's 4. So, when you attach this to Captain America, right, you only, I mean, you could fling both of them. You're getting 2 equipments for the price of 1. So that's a total of like 8 damage that you can deal. Tapping 6 mana to use the ability. So it's a good card. It's a good card in this deck. I think it actually becomes very useful. And the equip cost is only 1. So you get to do this multiple times. I mean, well, after you unattach it. Oh, now to think about it, this is really nasty because the equip cost is 1. And to throw the equipment, it costs 3. So every four mana, you get to deal 4 damage. Sounds kind of bad. Sounds kind of bad. But yeah, 2 equipments for the price of 4 mana, not bad. All right, so we trying to double up, right? Double up, double up, double up. I got Halvar, God of Battle for 4 mana. It's a 4/4 legendary creature god. It's actually 2 cards. It's a land on the backside, or actually, it's a legendary artifact equipment on the backside. Anyway, on the creature side, he says creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. Okay, and at the beginning of each combat, you may attach target or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. So this allows you to attach 2 equipments to Captain America. Obviously, there's cards that are going to be cheaper and more one-time opportunities to cast it. But Halvar, God of Battle is a repeatable way to do it. Repeatable way to do it. And if you're constantly tapping 3 mana to throw an artifact equipment at a player, so be it. But this is a great repeatable effect. Now, on his artifact equipment side, it would give Captain America +2/+0 and vigilance. And if he gets killed in combat or he dies to a burn spell, you bounce him back to your hand. Not bad. Not bad. But otherwise, I like Halvar God of Battle for the reason to attach an additional equipment to Captain America. And it could be something big as like that Excalibur sword. So I had to throw this in there for all you players who are getting funky, building your deck in a solitaire type of way, thinking that nobody's going to exile or destroy Captain America here. You got to add the Wanderer in. For 4 mana, it's a Planeswalker. Legendary. It says prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to you and other permanents you control. Uh, -2 loyalty, exile target creature with power 4 or greater. It has 5 loyalty counters on it. The reason why I'm including this is because you need to protect your commander some way, some form, and even yourself. I think these Marvel commanders are awesome and tempting for players to add a bunch of offensive aggressive effects and not think about the other defensive opportunities they can add to their deck or protection spells they can add to the deck besides the boots that give them hexproof. Like that's so generic and basic, y'all. Like it works, but once you put that out, everybody knows they gotta blow that up. That like ain't nothing new underneath the sun. So the Wanderer is a nice damage preventer, and you get to exile big fatty creatures that are pesky on your opponent's side. So I have Ty Walkin Perfect Shot from Thunder Junction. I think this is a sneaky bonus card, right? For 2 mana, red and a white, human mercenary legendary creature on a 2/3 body. She reads: whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a creature equal to that creature's toughness, draw a card. That's card draw and Boros colors. Not bad. Then her second ability, tap X and tap her. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage plus X instead. So to me, this card is it's not a double damager, but it's an accelerator, right? You get to deal whatever the equipment cost is, and if you have extra mana, you can add an extra 1, extra 2, extra 3, extra 5 damage to an opponent. And honestly, uh, there's a card that says for 4 mana, Hitagetsu's something. It says whenever a player has 10 life, tap 4 mana and it deals exactly 10 damage to an opponent. So imagine if you have that card in your hand and you have Captain America and you got an opponent down to 10 life exactly, and you cast that, nasty. Nasty. As something Hitagetsu. Hidetgsu something. Okay. Hitagetsu is that red creature that taps and everybody loses half their life. He also has an instant that does that. So imagine Ty Walkin, perfect shot with that card, also adding more damage with Captain America's throw ability. Thank you for watching another video of Commander Claw. If anything you're doing this Saturday morning, trying to brew more ideas, feel free to add them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to pump out these ideas to help you brew this Saturday morning, 24 hours right after the release. It's not even 24 hours yet, okay? It's in the AM. So, hey man, I enjoyed your company. Hit the subscribe button. Watch for the next video.